Well, hello and welcome to Train Sim Heroes. Here we are on a Class 66, as requested by so many of you to do this. We're on the wonderful, of course, Riviera line in this nice 66 with the Great Western Freight Services, which we are pulling these empty containers, as you can see, all the way, of course, down to Newton Abbot from Exeter and Davis. Exeter and Davis is just here. There's a train over here ready to depart, I believe. But we have got a green signal to go, so we are going to use that to our advantage. And we're going to see if we can disembark, shall we say. Nice little route this is. We've got so much to show you on this, and we're starting off as we leave very slowly out the sidings, and it looks like we're getting priority over the train that's in the station, which is very unusual for a freight train, but it is actually happening. This train over here is leaving as well though. And it's got a green. I imagine that could be going round. It might be going ahead of us, I don't know. This will be very interesting to see what actually happens here. It is going round the bend, so that's probably why. So we haven't really got to worry about that. That's not going to interfere with us at all. Quite a long train. I'm not sure how many carriages we got here, but I think we've got about 15 maybe. So 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 10, 12, I think it's about 20 long. That's an awful long set of freight wagons. It's going to be interesting to see how this copes along this route, but we'll see what actually happens. Just put a bit of oomph in here as we go across this little bridge. I love these scenic kind of routes where you get these lovely angles. Look at that. And also good coming along the line here. Might be able to count these actual wagons up, I think that might be quite good. I've got quite a few there. Got a 150 coming towards us. That's slowing down. Maybe it's because we're still across them points that he wants to use, maybe. Yeah, he's come to a grinding halt. Wonder why. Could be us. Yeah, he's off now. So we're on quite a huge speed limit now of 75 miles per hour. So we've got quite a bit there. That will definitely help with our journey onwards to this Newton Abbot. Only 13 miles to go. Now inside the cab we have a lot of this stuff here, as you can see. I never touch this. I'm not sure even if it's a good idea to touch it. But if I put in my train length, maybe, I don't know. Change it. I don't think you can. I think that's mock. Now these, I do believe that this menu does, but I don't know what we can do with it. Oh, there you go. I think it's just telling you kind of really what's what's going on really. I don't really think it gives you much information. Yeah, I don't really know if that's really relevant to anything really. I think it's just standard stuff really, just aesthetics I think within the game. Right, okay, so come up to 100 limit now, so we're really going to hopefully pummel along a little bit. Some lovely scenery on this route as well. It's a really nice and really nice route, and I'm not sure whether using a freight train is the best option, but for what we're using it for, I guess it probably would be. But so many people have asked, oh, can you do a 66? So many people have been asking on YouTube and stuff for it. So I thought, well, look, it's not going to be any odds to me, but we can do anything really. You request it, we'll give it a go. You know, and I don't really drive, as a rule, I don't really drive these 66s a lot. I try and avoid, because they are a bit boring. I mean, when you think about what you're doing on the train itself, you are really just going for long distances, and it does become a little bit boring. I think it's all about the passenger kind of friendly environment. But there are people that like the Class 66s, and for me, I'm on the fence with them really. I don't know if I would ever use this in the game, but I'm doing it because so many people asked, so that's what we're doing. Some lovely countryside as we speed through. Still unaware of just how many like empty wagons we got here. It must be about 17 now, I think. Maybe 20, I don't know. An 802 is coming past. Always good to see. Always good to see some passing traffic. Lots of interesting things to drive through some of those routes. Not everything is going to be physically exciting, but you know, when you're doing a route like this, we do get to see the countryside. We do get to see a lot of the area, and you know, we can have a look at stations along route and stuff like this. But realistically, there's not really much to see. It's just very desolate, really. But it's a lovely route. It's a really good. Let's test something up here. Do we get cars along these things? Oh, we do. Yeah, look, we do get cars. So I have done well in putting just them like minor details that you wouldn't notice really. So that's good. A tick for that one, I think. Now you got to remember, this route originally came out with, I think, Trains and World 6, I think. It was the route, I think, that launched it. Well, it was number 5, one of the two. I think it's a very good route. It don't really hold any issues. It's a very well made route, and it's very long, and there is a lot to do on this route as well. So yeah, I think this definitely gets a thumbs up. But it's a very underrated route. You don't hear a lot of people talking about this for some reason, and I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe people do need to mention this more. This is a very good route. Just coming into the sea now, as you can see over here, and you can see the waves are things. If you go into the water, you just get this. So you can't actually see under the water, but you're not going to do that, are you? Really? I mean, so it doesn't really matter. But as we've got the water coming to us, it does mean that we are going to be having extra little things to look for. So we're coming around this bend right by the sea now. We're literally on the sea, and you're going to start seeing little things like little marinas. There's boats in it and stuff like that. You're going to start seeing jetties and little things like this, you know, tarpaulin and So you're going to start seeing things like that en route now. You're getting near that kind of area. Looks nice across the sea. I think you can actually travel to that island over there, if I'm not mistaken. I think it can be achieved. I think if you go on free roam, but there's nothing really to see over there. But it's got quite a lot of room for you to look across the route and explore, which is very different to a lot of other routes you might come across. So it's very good for that purpose. I think this is Starcross, if I'm not mistaken. We've got a little jetty here. We'll have a little look on the jetty. See some things here. Things are starting to get a little bit interesting now. So you've got like this little jetty here with a random little shed on the end of it. Not quite sure what that's used for. A random jetty, really, when you think about it. There's not really much to see there. You've got to start asking the question, really, is, you know, in real life, what is on it and what it's used for. So some things are maybe not really done the way that you want them to, but it's worth to keep an eye out. This is quite interesting. You've got like a little marina that goes under this. I thought it went under actually, but it doesn't. I don't know where. That's an interesting little thing to look at, because here you've got this. But how do these boats get out of here? Because it's not. I thought it was a bridge, but it's not. So these boats here are kind of trapped. That's a little bit of an error, I think. Yeah, they didn't think of that one through, did they? We've got a cross-country train coming past. Very small one, that one. Now, in the distance, I can just about see like a Ferris wheel going around. It's like, just show you in the foreground, you can see it. That's a part of Dawlish Warren. And there's a lot to see with this, I can assure you. There's a lot to see. And they've really done well in making this visually and aesthetically pleasing. Let me take you across to it. So you come over here, and you've got this sort of fun fair. Oh. There's the Jolly Roger, otherwise known as the pirate ship. But you can hear, you've got a mini golf section here. It looks quite good actually. I wouldn't mind playing that. That looks pretty good. I believe that this here is a food kiosk. Not much food being served there, but you can hear the music. They've actually put like fun fair music around, which is, I think, it's really good. And you got this here as well. It's quite interesting. Good sound effects in Dawlish Warren. Nice that they put that little thing in. It's quite a unique feature, I think, of the game. It's nice that they do that. And if you go on the Thames Valley route, you've even got people doing the boat racing. You've got the man shouting, using proper audio of them, you know, getting instructions. So it's good that they add those little things in. I think that just adds to the effect of the game. Not that you're gonna really notice it or do much with it, but if you come on this route at night, the whole fun fair lights up and it does look pretty unique. It's pretty good. So this is Dawlish, which I think gets flooded more times than it needs to in its time. A very floodable station, this one. But yet again, over here, you've got like all this lovely, beautiful gardens, a mini golf course. You know, you've got some rubber dinghies down here. Really nice what they've done. Great landscape indeed. So we're going to go into one of the many tunnels along this route now as we go into the rock that's above us. And these are quite low tunnels. They're very low tons indeed, but we're going through several of them. As we go along the coastline here. It's a very nice looking route along there. Very detailed. Now we have got a red signal coming up, so we might have caught up with a train in front of us, which is quite possible. There's a 150 going past. Let's see if we can look inside the tunnel. There's not much to see, it's very dark. But yeah, that's not that good in the tunnel. It's quite dark in that tunnel, to be honest. I know tunnels are dark, but that is quite dark. Oh, what's that up there? That looks quite interesting. What's up here? You got anything up here exciting? Oh no, it just looked a bit, just looked like I'd found something a bit unique. But right, we've got a signal. We're going to apply our brakes. Hopefully we'll stop in time. Typical, you almost come to a grinding halt and it goes yellow when you get an approach. Typical of the game to muck you around. Just try and get some speed up now. So while a train struggles a little bit, we can go a bit further down here. We got this here, look at this. A random sign. Tynemouth. I don't know whether that's actually in the actual... I don't know if that's actually real, but it's a bit of a random place to put it. But then again, I think if you walk in the sea wall, you'd actually see it. So I think that is something that you would actually see, maybe a POM route. So here comes our freight train. Got 19 we've actually got 19 wagons attached to this. It's quite a lot. I think the standard is about 15, but I think you probably have more because you're only coupling at the end of the day, so I don't think it's going to make too many odds. But we are coming to Tynemouth, and Tynemouth has got a lot to offer. I will show you. So we've got this little building here, a little churchy building there, but as we come over here, yet again another jetty. Doing a bit of jetties, but there's not much there in the way of the jetty. But as you look here and get closer to the station, here our train. Go through Tynemouth here. I think that's Tynemouth, is that? It is like Tynemouth. Oh, it is. Yeah, there you go. So we're about 4 miles away from Newton Abbot, where we're going to abandon this vehicle. And when I say abandon, I do literally mean we will probably be abandoning it. Oh, there we go. Look, an old HST doing its thing. Going probably off to Paddington, like most of this journey will eventually connect you to, so that's quite good to have and know. So we're on a bit of a flat here. We're going down here. We should really pick up some speed here, but we are not really moving as fast as we was since we got that red light. So hopefully we'll pick up something. This is a random thing, this wall here. Like, it looks random, but then you've got this thing, this bridge that leads all the way over to this town, okay, which is playable within the game, that you can go and visit, but you've got this random town just plonked here. You can see our train in the distance pulling the carriages, but yet again it's just more like an aesthetic to sort of see from where you are, because if we look over there now from this angle, it looks pretty impressive, but you don't notice the join in the game that it isn't a playable section of the route. So that's quite good. That's quite a good little thing to have within the game, I think. It's nice that you've got these little pieces outside the river, but when you go over there, it's a bit desolate, it's not really built. Which, you know, they don't really need to build outside of the game playable area, do they, really? As long as you've got some visual concept in the background, you can go, oh look, you know, that's nice in the background, that looks tasty, and then, you know, you don't really need it to be anything other than a visual effect, you know, an aesthetic or visual effect. So I guess that's kind of what it is, really. Right, just under 3.5 miles to go on the Riviera line in this class 66. Now Newton Abbot, we're going to just literally abandon this vehicle. We're not going to do anything more than abandon it at the station, and that's it. We've not been given any further instructions, so we're just going to abandon it there and hope for the best. All right. So that's something good to look forward to. We're just chuck it somewhere. Some random houses. But yeah, again, everything on this route looks very beautiful, doesn't it? It's got some class to it. It's a very detailed and, you know, very nice route. It's a pleasant route to actually play on. It's not a horrible route. It's not one of the routes you look at and you go, oh, this is a bit boring. There's a lot to see and a lot to see visually, and you think, oh, this is, you know, this is nice. That's an interesting thing. What's this here? Oh, it's just a footbridge. I was going to say, where did that go? Into the sea. I thought it was a road bridge. I was going to say, it's a bit strange. But it is, when you look at it, it's just so nice. And you can see why that this has been chosen as one of the main kind of open routes for a game when it gets released. Because it's got everything you need, you know, it's well built. And I think that's something that you need. You do need a good, significant route. I think the last couple have been very good. I think, you know, even the West Coast main line has been absolutely brilliant as a route. I think this one has been a good opener. Yeah, I can't remember what was on number 4. Was that Birmingham? Oh. I didn't think that was as good. I thought that was a bit average. But I really honestly do think that they've done well with the last two, and it begs to differ that probably in September we're going to have Train Sim World 7. We're going to have another amazing route. I just hope that we're done with the West Coast line now, main line, because I think we've done that to death. There's so you can literally get from A to B, you know, and stuff like that to get on the route, but it does become a little bit like, after a while you're like, is it a bit too much? Sometimes I think you need a little bit of a bit difference. But it's nice that you can go all the way from London Euston all the way up to I think as far as Carlisle, which is a very good route. You know, it'd be good to do the whole thing. It'd take you hours, but you know, it's good that you've got that playability. You know, minus obviously the Preston to Carlisle section, because obviously you're going to run into what I call the problem, obviously, because it's set in a different time era, and it kind of does. Sadly, it does make that part of the route a bit unplayable, because you're like, well, my service, where is it? You know, you'd have to probably create your own route to make it fit your kind of, you know, your kind of route that you want to create. But anyway, we're coming into Newton Abbot, so we're going to slow this guy down, because as we come into it, we have got a red light, and we do want to stop before that red light. So we're going to apply a bit of brake, as much as we can. And we might have to sit here for a while. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to make us sit on this red light, because obviously there might be something in the platform, and that's why we've got one. So we're going to have to brace ourselves, because we're actually just coming in to do, we're just dumping a freight vehicle there. So as far as, you know, we're concerned, we're not bothered about what's in the platform. But if there's something there preventing us from getting into the actual platform where we're going to stop, that could be the problem. So we need to have a little look, see what happens. Maybe we'll only go as far as the red light, but I think we're going to have to go further now. So, but we're coming up to it now anyway. So let's just see if we can. We haven't got the signal to go yet, so I think we're going to have to probably stop here. Let's see what's stopping us from getting into that platform. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh yeah, look, there's a class 150. That's where we want to go. So we're going to come in on this. I think this platform. I think. So we've got to wait 5 minutes yet. So we've got a bit of wait. But while we're waiting, we've got a cross country here. We've got a train going to Penzance on this line, which I would imagine is probably tucked up nicely behind us, which we can look at, because there we are. So we're going where the 150 is. We got one going to Penzance now. I'd imagine that's behind us, or coming maybe from this branch. Have we got it? Oh no! Look, there's a train behind us. Look, there we go. Look. There's the Penzance train. So we've got a Penzance train behind. So there's going to be we're going to actually, physically, because of the 150 that's in front of us that's going in 5 minutes, we're technically holding up the Penzance train. And the Penzance train is now going to be late because of us and our freight service, which is obviously causing some issue. Now, we've got a bit of a problem, because what we can't do is we can't go on the Penzance train, because that's already going to be late. We can't get behind or anywhere further up the line to go into our platform. So at the moment, even if we did go in on the Penzance part of the line, the problem we'll have is that it will still be late. So we by moving this out onto a different line, it's not going to do any good. So we're pretty much stuck here for the moment until the 150 leaves its service. Now, if we trundle down the line, I think that the Class 802 should just be behind us. There it is. It's literally just one signal behind us, and that is now running. That is probably running about 2 minutes late already. So we are causing havoc on this railway today. There's going to be some delays going to Penzance. I don't think there's anything behind this Penzance train. Just look up the route, just make sure there's nothing. No, there doesn't seem like there's anything behind him that is gonna. Yeah, so there's nothing behind him too much. So I think we should be all right for the moment. But yeah, our journey is being held up. I think that's the first time in any of these scenarios that we've done that we've actually been held up by anything that stopped us from manoeuvring further onto the route. So it's quite good to actually get a red signal. What I want to know is the train we're waiting to leave. What I'm trying to work out is where the hell is it going? That's what I want to know. Oh, so it is going off to Paynton. Okay. Well, it's got its doors open. It is on time. I would now suggest that this one's now not on time. Penzance train hasn't changed. It should have been here a minute ago. Nearly a minute and a half ago. And it's still showing it's on time. Let's see if that disappears. Another little part of the game which I like experimenting with to see whether things like this change within the game. Like, is it realistic? Is it going to say you're now running 5 minutes, 2 minutes late, whatever, or will the service just disappear? So that's what I want to try and find out. So that's now physically 2 minutes late. Hasn't disappeared, which is good. Luckily the next train is not up for another 20 minutes, so that's pretty good in that respect. But you say that, and yeah, it hasn't changed. That's a very strange concept. I would think that would have been a nice little touch to the game, that you could actually have that within the structure of the game, that, you know, if a train is genuinely running late, it would change and it's say expected. Now it's on time, and generally it isn't. So, but it hasn't disappeared, which, you know, I thought maybe that's what would happen. So that's for that side. So I don't know. That train's just leaving, so we're going to get a green light in a second to go. So that's left on time. But this is a real concern. It's a shame the game hasn't. We'll have to see what happens when we bring this freight train into service here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get anything changed here with this. We'll see if we can do something about it. Let's get back to our train, because we're going to get a light to go in a second. So we're going to move on. So we're off. And as we slowly move, we're going to go into the platform, and hopefully our train isn't too long as well. That's going to be another concern, because if our train is too long for the platform, there's a good possibility that it might not fit, and that's another concern that we've got here. We didn't think about that. 19 wagons is an extremely long train, so yeah, that does worry me slightly whether we're going to be able to, because if it comes onto these points, it means that the train behind us still won't be able to get in, so we're going to have to allow for this. So I think what we're going to do, the red signal for this, I believe, is further than the platform. It's quite a long platform. Yeah, there's the red light there beyond our marker. So I suggest what we do is we go to the back of the train, which has only just gone through our signal. It's a bit worrying. And I suggest what we do is we stop our train when we see it in a safe zone. We should be alright. I can't see this being too much of a problem. It's quite a long platform, but you never know. No, I think we're going to be absolutely fine here. Yeah, that would be absolutely fine. So let's apply the brakes. There we go. We've done it. Now, key thing to look at is, has this changed? Is this still... No, it still says it's on time. But it's 5 minutes late now. So, that train should now be...
The next train to arrive at platform 2 will be the 10:32 Great Western Railway service to Penzance.
Now that's interesting, because obviously it's still saying the 10:32. It hasn't said we're sorry for the late running of the train, but also it hasn't updated on their billboard service. Very odd. Very odd indeed. But it's here anyway. Nevertheless, it has arrived. And whilst that train is genuinely running late, it's still shown on time. Very odd indeed. Right, that does bring us to the end of our service for running this lovely Class 66. We hope you enjoyed it on the Riviera line. Thanks to everyone that's requested this. Has been a pleasure. And yeah, there we go. We've done our first Class 66. Join us next time when, of course, we'll be creating more havoc on the railways. Thanks for liking, subscribing and sharing. Until then, goodbye.